The Coyote Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
Tonight, community residents and students line up to donate blood.
We'll have that and more coming up. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
A federal funding grant freeze could leave some students in financial struggles. Welcome to Coyote News. I'm Jacob Pierce.
And I'm Xander Hull. We'll get to that story in a moment, but first, a fine arts college staffer died this past weekend. Danielle Heron was a program assistant in the college and died of natural causes. Heron worked at the university for 9 years and was a member of the Fine Arts College leadership team. Students processing the news can access mental health resources through the Student Counseling Center. Faculty and staff can view the mental health resources on the Faculty and Staff Resources page. South Dakota has a new governor and a new lieutenant governor, and former Kristi Noem was confirmed by the U.S. Senate as the Homeland Security Secretary on Saturday. New Governor Larry Roden was sworn in during a private ceremony on Monday. Today, Roden named Tony Venhuizen as his new lieutenant governor. Venhuizen previously served as an aide in Governor Dennis Daugaard's administration and most recently as a Republican representative for the Sioux Falls District. He's also a USD graduate.
President Donald Trump's budget office is now rescinding an order that would have frozen spending on federal grants, fewer than 2 days after it was released, causing confusion across the country. USD's president's office notified students early today that the proposed freeze in spending would not have impacted federal student loans and Pell Grants. Scholarship stipends, including federal, state, and institutional, also wouldn't have been affected. The order originally was announced on Monday and was scheduled to go into effect last night, but was temporarily blocked by a federal judge before ultimately being rescinded today. Coyote News will continue to follow the ongoing story as it unfolds.
South Dakota Senate Bill 51 is heading to the House of Representatives for consideration. The bill would require schools to display the 10 Commandments in each classroom. If approved, the measure's requirements would include that the display must be a poster or document that is at least 8 inches by 14 inches. The text of the 10 Commandments must be the focus of the poster or document and must be printed in large, easily readable font. The bill passed in the Senate yesterday by just one vote, 18 to 17.
Students and community members were lined up at the Sanford Vermilion Medical Center yesterday to donate to the community blood drive. The drive's theme, Heroes Behind the Badge, encouraged people to donate in honor of the Vermilion Police and Fire EMS departments. Currently, the community blood bank is the sole blood provider to the Sanford Vermilion Hospital. In case you missed the blood drive yesterday, you can donate February 7th as part of Alpha Phi's Go Red Week blood drive in the Delzell parking lot.
SGA candidates have announced their campaigns for president and vice president at their January 14th meeting. Two parties will be running. Mohammed Mohammed and Teobistia Berhanu will be running against Keegan Baker and Elizabeth Hart. For more information about the candidates' pillars and goals, check out their Instagram pages, Mohammed Berhanu for SGA and Baker Hart for SGA. Voting begins on Tuesday, February 25th. The Cross Media Council is hosting a candidate debate the week prior to voting. SGA Senate positions are open for the 2025 to 2026 school year. To campaign for office, first, determine your college, which is dependent on your major. Then, determine the number of petition signatures you'll need based on your college. The third step is to get signatures from students in your college. Signature petition forms are due next Tuesday night at 5 o'clock in the SGA office. The last step is to campaign. Voting begins Tuesday, February 25th and ends the next afternoon at 5 o'clock. Petition forms can be found in the SGA office and in the SGA public drive under the folder Election Information.
In breaking news, former U.S. Senator Bob Menendez was sentenced to 11 years in prison this afternoon. Menendez was convicted of multiple charges, including acting on behalf of the Egyptian government and accepting bribes of gold and cash. Menendez proclaimed his innocence throughout the trial, even breaking down when describing his accomplishments as an elected official. Coming up, student organizations gather in the muck for the annual Spring Org Fair. You're watching Coyote News.
Every day, 37 people die. Every 79 seconds, someone is killed.
Love y'all. I'll see you later.
2 out of 3 people will be impacted, and this could all be prevented. Don't drink and drive.
This is Coyote News.
The Jolly Elementary School building is in the final stages of preparation before it'll be demolished and turned into a housing development. At last week's City Council meeting, the council approved the final plat of the Jolly addition. The area will be around 3.5 acres in size. There will be 13 single-family residential lots with a 14th lot that will be developed into a small park. The demolition of the school will begin once a contractor is decided to remove the asbestos from the building safely and a contract is written up. The flu outbreak and snow days are common concerns for the Vermilion schools. Coyote News' Kylie Parisian is live in the muck with middle school principal Tom O'Boyle to discuss how the schools are handling lost class time. Kylie?
Thanks, Jacob. I'm here with Tom O'Boyle to talk about the flu and all the stuff that's acquainted with it within the community. So Tom, how has a Vermilion school been impacted with the flu?
Well, Kylie, thanks for having me on. I'm at the middle school, so we have 340 kids, and we saw about 10 days to 2 weeks ago, we saw quite an uptick in influenza, strep. We saw a lot of sinus things going on, so there were 3 or 4 days where there was huge numbers out at the elementary and middle school. Not so much at the high school. I'm not sure about that, but certainly affects instruction and the amount of kids that you have out when you have almost 25% of your kids missing a day or two. It certainly affects instruction. So, and I think it had to do a lot with the bitter cold temperatures and keeping kids inside, not being able to get outside and give them a recess, if you will, to air people out. So it sure is nice seeing the temperatures come around now for us.
So how is the middle school, what kind of precautions are they doing just to help students make up the lost class time that's been going on at your school?
That's a great question. Certainly we email our parents and guardians and let them know what we're seeing and just remind them to be extra, take more time washing hands, take more time using the hand sanitizer, doing those things. And certainly we have a fantastic custodial crew that takes care of our business, and they work some extra hours too, cleaning classrooms. And then we go so far as to maybe the last 2 or 3 minutes of class periods break out the sandy wipes and do all that and have kids wipe their desks down and their armchairs and their the doorknobs and those things. And so each kid travels with their own Chromebook. You certainly just don't want to share water bottles anymore.
And then what kind of advice do you want to give to parents out there who are concerned about the flu?
Well, certainly call the school if there are any concerns. We're always welcome to give our 10 cents, if you will, to what's going on or the temperature of the day. But we're seeing those numbers drop drastically now, and just staying on top of things and staying clean, is the most important things. And kids using handkerchiefs, kids using Kleenex, and those type of things that just all the things that your mom told you when you were growing up that you blow off because you're cooler than that. But no, I think the main thing is sports teams, and when you're traveling with those type of things on weekends, our kids aren't able to get away from each other at any point in time. So when you're out and about, be aware of your surroundings and keep using the hand cleaner.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Kylie, thanks.
Live from the muck, I'm Kylie Parisian.
Thanks, Kylie. The school district regularly notifies students and family members when there's a change to their academic calendar.
Coyote Connections now has a student app in the App Store. In the app, students will be able to schedule appointments with their advisor, tutors, and a learning specialist. There are also features for viewing your class schedule and keeping up to date with important academic dates and deadlines. It also has a Forage career exploration tool that gives more information about companies and their jobs. The app is called Navigate 360 Student and can be found for free in the Apple or Google Play Store. Dakota Days 2025 will take place September 29th through October 4th. That announcement means applications are now open for the Dakota Days Student Committee. The vice president positions that are open include events, marketing, parade, and royalty. Those interested in applying will select their top 2 roles. Applications are due this Sunday at midnight. Those who apply will be contacted about the status of their application on or before next Wednesday, February 5th. For any questions, reach out to the Dakota Days co-presidents or advisors.
Fine arts students traveled down to Des Moines this past week for the Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival Region 5, Festival 57. Coyote News' Kylie Parisian is live in the muck with a fine arts student to learn more about the festival. Kylie?
Thanks, Jacob. Vivian, I know you recently went on a theater festival. How was that experience?
It was really great. I went to the Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival Region 5. So that was in Des Moines, Iowa, and then other universities, part of the organization from the other Midwest states, were also there, and there were productions that came from different universities and were able to showcase their work for us. We had workshops, we had different kinds of auditions, seminars, lots of really great opportunities for students and faculty.
What are some things that you learned from that experience, just being around like different students who are in the same interest as you?
Great. Yeah, it was really nice to know that like I'm not alone in this industry, because a lot of times like in the middle of South Dakota, which isn't known for like being a theater hub and that sort of thing, it was really great to know that there are a lot of people my age who share my interests and stuff.
Then how do you plan to take the experience and like what the knowledge you learned from that experience and bring it back to the theater department at USD and just overall help the students that work with you?
Sure. Yeah, so it helps me to bring kind of a leadership to my role as a senior in the department, and to be an inspiration to younger students, and so that they can continue to grow the culture after I'm gone.
And then what are some events that are coming up that you're looking forward to, whether you are performing or just looking for something to watch?
Sure, so I'm in Company right now, which is a musical that opens on February 20th through the 23rd. USD students get free tickets, and it's going to be really fun. I'm playing the role of Joanne. There's lots of great students involved in it. So,
thank you so much, Vivian. Live from the muck, I'm Kylie Parisian.
Thanks, Kylie. For upcoming fine arts events, check out their page on the usd.edu website.
Students gathered at the muck on Monday for the annual Spring Student Organization Fair. Over 60 clubs set up tables to connect with new members. Due to limited space and a high number of participating groups, each table was shared between 2 organizations. The fair featured a diverse range of student groups, including Greek Life, the Psychology Club, PAVE, the women's rugby team, and more. Students interested in learning about other student organizations and campus events can visit USD Involved for more information. Spring recruitment for sororities and fraternities are in full swing, and with that comes a week full of events. Tonight, enjoy some barbecue and a game of poker with Phi Delta Theta. Lambda Chi Alpha is hosting a video game tournament with games such as Super Smash Bros. And Madden. Beta Theta Pi is having a tourney night with a nacho bar. Alpha Z Delta is having a popcorn bar and picture frame painting tonight. For more information on Spring Rush events, check out USD's Sorority and Fraternity Life's Instagram page.
The First Generation Student Organization is holding a series of Life Skills 101. The first event of the series was right before the newscast tonight and dealt with housing how-tos. The next life skill workshop will be next Wednesday, February 5th, and is all about taxes. Students can learn the do's, don'ts, and about resources available for doing your taxes with VITA, the IRS's Volunteer Income Tax Assistant Program. The Executive Director of Vermilion's United Way, Kelsey Collier-Wise, will share tips, community resources, and other things to think about when filing your taxes. The event takes place in Muck 219 from 4 to 5. A new radio studio moving into downtown Vermilion. KVHT Classic Hits 106.3 FM will have a new recording booth located in the McVicker Plaza, also known as the Charlie Store. KVHT is the flagship station for USD athletics and also provides play-by-play coverage of the Yankton High School Bucks and Gazelles. Their grand opening broadcast takes place Monday morning at 7, with a ribbon-cutting ceremony happening later that morning at 11:30.
Next, on Coyote Sports, USD hosted the National Girls and Women in Sports Day Clinic at the Dakota Dome.
And the women's basketball team faced Summit League leading SDSU in an in-state rivalry game.
The University of South Dakota's Department of Media and Journalism.
You're never gonna know.
Fostering students' talent and creativity through the art of filmmaking. Share your stories. Bring your ideas to life. Discover your passion. Find your voice. Join USD's Department of Media and Journalism today.
Her smile lit up the room. She was an incredible daughter, and she had an addiction.
From Coyote News. We have just learned that a local teen died yesterday to a suspected fentanyl overdose.
Bye, Dad.
Not a day goes by that I haven't cried, that I don't miss her desperately. She was my everything.
This is Coyote News.
After making the national semifinals, Coyotes head coach Bob Nielsen retires at 65. This is Coyote Sports, and I'm Maggie Bishop.
And I'm Parker Orr. The swim and dive team held their last meet in the Dakota Dome pool for the second time. Head coach Bob Nielsen retires after 32 years coaching at the college level and spending the last 9 years in Vermilion. Defensive coordinator Travis Johansson has been named the 31st head coach of Coyote football following Nielsen's retirement. Johansson expects to do great things with the team coming off its first ever trip to the FCS National Semifinals.
I couldn't be more excited to get this going. This is a special place, and we're going to do some very special things together.
Johansson led excellent players on the defensive side of the ball, as Brock Mogensen and Mykese Grace won back-to-back MVFC Defensive Player of the Year awards the last 2 seasons. South Dakota is Johansson's first opportunity to be the head coach of a collegiate program. This wasn't the only shakeup, as Tim Morrison and Matt Vitzum also got promotions, and Isaiah Walker was named the new wide receivers coach.
The women's basketball team faced off against top-ranked SDSU, losing in the in-state rivalry. Despite Grace Larkin's scoring 27 points and adding in 8 assists and 7 rebounds, Larkin ranks 4th in the NCAA in points per game at 24. Carly Duffney added 17 points as well. Larkins and Duffney scored 44 of the USD's 59 points. USD takes on a 1-game road trip to Kansas City tomorrow night before returning home for the Native American Heritage game against North Dakota on Saturday. The men's team also faced SDSU in Brookings, falling short to in-state rivals. The Jackrabbits beat USD 90-71, despite 5 Coyotes scoring in double figures. Isaac Bruns led the way with 11 points and 5 rebounds, and Myome Boom added 11 points and 7 rebounds off the bench. USD falls to 3-4 in conference play as they host league-leading Omaha tonight at 7.
The men's and women's swim and dive teams competed in 2 conference duels at the Dakota Dome pool for the last time this season. First, USD faced Omaha, where the men won 155 to 145 and the women won 168.5 to 131.5. South Dakota broke 5 school records against the Mavericks. The records were the men's 400 medley relay, 800 free, 100 breaststroke, 200 breaststroke, and 50 freestyle. Then the Coyotes faced St. Thomas, defeating them 194 to 106 and 199 to 98 in men's and women's, respectively. Jack Berdal won the Peak Performer of the Week after the 2 duels. Coyote News' Nathan Delaney is live in the muck with sophomore swimmer Joaquin Contreras-Falico after he broke the 200 backstroke record last week. Nathan?
Thanks, Parker. So, Joaquin, what has your training and preparation been up to this point?
I think it's been pretty good this year. I would say it's definitely harder than last year. I think we got a lot of good incoming freshmen, and it's upped the competition a good bit, and I think we've become a lot more competitive team because of it.
How does it feel, and what is the difference between having both a team and an individual school record?
Personally, I don't see much of a difference in it, but it feels good either way, seeing that accomplishment come true.
How do you feel about having competed in the last meet in the Dakota Dome pool?
I think it's bittersweet, definitely. I mean, all of us love and hate that pool, but we're excited to get in the new pool for sure.
What are you most looking forward to with the new pool and the new facilities?
Definitely the hot tub, easily.
Thank you very much for being here. Live from the Muck for Coyote News, I'm Nathan Delaney.
Thanks, Nathan. Contreras-Falico and the rest of the team continue their season with the Coyote Invite in Sioux Falls beginning Friday night.
USD went to Lincoln to compete in Mark Colligan Memorial against Nebraska and 2 other schools. The women's team finished second behind the Cornhuskers and the men's team finished third. South Dakota claimed 6 titles with Lydia Knapp winning the women's weight throw and Anna Willis winning the women's pole vault, moving into 5th all-time at USD in her freshman year. This earned Willis her first career Peak Performer of the Week. The Coyote continue their indoor season at DeLoss Dodds Invitational on Friday. After losing to Missouri in the first duel of the year, the tennis team defeated Missouri State and Sioux Falls in Sioux Falls. USD faced the Bears first, winning 5-2. The Coyotes went on to beat the Panthers 7-0. B. Havlichkova won her first singles matching, moving to her 60 career wins, only 4th to Coyote reaching that mark. Havlichkova won the Peak Performer of the Week, her 2nd of her career. Selena Bird and Grace Chaddock both went undefeated over the duels as well. After improving to 2-1, the squad goes on the road to face Utah State and Montana State next month.
South Dakota hosted their 8th annual all-girls sports clinic in the Dakota Dome on Saturday. Over 130 kids attended the USD National Girls and Women in Sports Day Clinic. Student athletes from women's golf, softball, tennis, and volleyball volunteered for the event. There were different stations where children had the chance to set a volleyball, shoot at a goal, and run around bases. There was a pizza party after the clinic where sophomore softball player Abby Brown gave a speech about her life growing up with sports.
A lot of you guys told me you play soccer, basketball, volleyball, track and field, dance and cheer. I did all of it growing up, and I always loved being active even before I got into competitive sports, and so sports has just always been kind of a part of my life.
Participants even had the chance to welcome the Coyote women's basketball team onto the court ahead of their tip-off against SDSU. Brown said that she and the other athletes had a bunch of fun and hopes that the girls who attended come back next year.
That's it for Coyote Sports.
When we come back, we ask students about their first couple weeks of the spring semester. Stay with us.
Could I get a triple jelly donut extreme?
They have just left the building.
Tune in weekly to Triple Jelly Donut Extreme to hear three friends host civil debates on the biggest video game topics. Listen in on 91.1 KAOR. Triple Jelly Donut Extreme, a show you won't want to miss.
Do you feel tired and anxious at times? Do you feel like you can't focus on your school assignments? Exercising might be your solution. It helps you feel less anxious and gloomy. You can relax better and you suffer less from stress. You will get more energy, sleep better, and find it less difficult to remember all your courses. So move your body and be your own change.
This is Coyote News.
Today marks the start of Lunar New Year. The Chinese holiday begins with the first new moon of the lunar calendar and ends 15 days later on the first full moon. Each year honors an animal based on the Chinese zodiac of 12 animals. This year is the year of the snake. Snakes are viewed with both fear and reverence in Chinese culture. On the one hand, snakes are associated with darkness, but also symbolize good luck, rebirth, and regeneration.
With the start of the spring semester, students have found different ways to handle the load of classwork and stress.
We asked students what has gotten them through the first couple of weeks of the semester.
Here's what they had to say.
Probably phone calls with my parents.
Lots and lots of caffeine.
Alani energy drinks.
Probably just having the motivation and knowing that this is my last semester, so I'll graduate here soon. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Energy drinks, a lot of energy drinks.
Spending time with my friends and our movie nights.
Probably downtown, to be honest.
Recently, I've been rewatching The Disastrous Life of Psyche K on Netflix.
Reconnecting with my friends after the break.
A lot of caffeine.
College and NFL football. I had a nightmare the other night, and it really got me going. It really got my blood moving, and it's just been a lot of energy for me, and it just carried me on to now.
I've done a bunch of just reading challenges and just a bunch of reading books.
I don't know. Just kind of staying focused on the classes and just getting everything done on time so far. And that's about it. Just keeping grinding.
Bubbler, because I have a Bubbler ambassador, so I have to say that. Bubbler and actually the students. The students, when y'all leave, it's boring. But when y'all come back, y'all have a different energy that just gets you across the finish line.
I'd have to say Einstein Bagels is getting me through the semester.
It's fair. I would have to say the hit television show Glee, been catching up.
I see. Well, with the return of Peking Plate, you know it's been keeping me alive for the past month.
I'm gonna have to go with the support of my family and friends.
Nice.
That's all for Coyote News.
Pick up the Volant for a look at policies about extreme weather and university cancellations.
Listen to 91.1 for news updates throughout the week and for your coverage of USD sports.
Don't forget to follow our social media pages for daily updates and the weekly poll. Have a great night.